Trump's controversial move, cutting PBS and NPR funding explained. In a surprising turn of events, President Donald Trump has taken a decisive step by signing an executive order that seeks to cut federal funding for the Public Broadcasting Service, PBS, and National Public Radio, NPR. The president has accused these beloved broadcasters of pushing what he calls radical, woke propaganda disguised as news. This order instructs the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, and other federal agencies to stop subsidies to PBS and NPR, while also working to identify and eliminate any indirect public financing that supports these organizations. The White House took to social media to announce this controversial decision, asserting that these outlets misuse millions of taxpayer dollars to promote biased narratives. This move is not an isolated incident, it reflects a broader strategy by the Trump administration to challenge institutions that it perceives as out of step with its agenda. Since taking office, Trump has made significant changes, including restructuring leadership at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, slashing funding for the National Endowment for the Humanities, and withholding federal grants from universities and law firms that support diversity programs he opposes. PBS and NPR, which together receive around $500 million each year from the CPB, have long been under fire from Republican lawmakers who argue that their reporting tends to lean left. #A glimpse into PBS and NPR. PBS, established in 1970, was created as a nonprofit broadcaster funded by the public to deliver educational and cultural programming. It emerged from the National Educational Television Network, which began in 1952, and now operates through nearly 350 member stations. PBS is famous for iconic shows like Sesame Street, which has educated countless children, and for its thought-provoking documentaries that delve into American history and science. The funding for PBS comes from a mix of federal support, private donations, and corporate sponsorships, with CPB grants making up about 15% of its budget. NPR, also founded in 1970 under the Public Broadcasting Act of 1967, serves as a publicly supported radio network with over 1,000 member stations. It is known for producing award-winning programs like Morning Edition and All Things Considered, which focus on in-depth journalism and cultural storytelling. NPR receives roughly 10% of its funding from CPB grants, with the remainder coming from listener donations, corporate underwriting, and grants. Both PBS and NPR have enjoyed bipartisan support in Congress for decades, although they have faced ongoing threats of defunding from conservative critics. #The bigger picture. The CPB, which manages federal funding for public media, recently filed a lawsuit against Trump after he attempted to remove 3 of its 5 board members, claiming that his actions exceeded his authority and jeopardized its operations. Meanwhile, the White House has proposed a $9.1 billion budget cut package that includes CPB funding, although Congress has yet to review this plan. Trump's efforts to reshape media extend beyond domestic outlets. His administration has also targeted the U.S. Agency for Global Media, which oversees Voice of America and Radio Free Europe/Radio Liberty, leading to legal challenges. Some federal courts have intervened, ruling that the administration overstepped its authority by withholding funds that Congress had already appropriated. What this means for public media. The executive order has raised alarms about the future of public media in the United States. PBS and NPR have been bracing for potential funding cuts since Trump's election, but the complete elimination of federal support could put immense pressure on local stations, especially in rural areas. Critics of the order argue that defunding public media threatens access to vital non-commercial, educational content, while supporters believe it addresses perceived ideological bias. Stay updated with the latest news, tips, and reviews by following us on Facebook and X. If you need help with cord-cutting technology, join our dedicated cord-cutting tech support Facebook group for assistance.